Imagine this, it's a Tuesday night in your mid-30s. The laptop's glowing and you're scrolling endlessly through Instagram, women your age with their perfect jobs, glowing vacations, that effortless confidence. Your coffee's gone cold on the table, and that familiar ache settles in. Why them, and not me? But pause right there, you're not lost. You're just living a version of life that was never yours to begin with. That voice in your head chimes in, try harder. Prove you're enough. You've been chasing promotions, dates that fizzle out, this idea of success, because the world told you to, hustle nonstop, say yes to everything, compare until it stings. And now, in your 30s, it's all catching up, leaving you burned out, wondering if any of it even fits who you really are. I know that feeling all too well because I've been right there. Pushing through a job that drained every last drop from me, saying yes to plans I didn't even want, just to feel like I belonged somewhere. Then one night, after yet another canceled coffee date with a friend who was too busy, I stepped out onto my balcony, and it hit me like a wave. I'm not lost. I'm just exhausted from chasing things that were never mine to catch in the first place. This isn't about quick fixes or those motivational quotes that fade by morning. This is your gentle invitation to stop the chase and start choosing the small, brave shifts that rebuild your life from the inside out. We're going to walk through 5 quiet foundations together: your work and money, your connections, your energy, your mind, and finally, your time and purpose. By the end, you'll see that turning point isn't some far-off dream. It's happening right now as you're listening to this. Stick with me because what comes next, it just might feel like the exhale you've been holding onto for way too long. Now, let's lean into that ache just a little. Why do we chase so fiercely through our 20s and into our early 30s? It's not just you, it's wired right into us. Psychologists call it the imposter syndrome trap, where high achievers like us start tying our worth to what we produce. The big raise, the relationship milestone, that perfectly curated life that screams, "I've got this all figured out." There's even a study from the American Psychological Association showing that women in their 30s report higher levels of anxiety from all that social comparison. Those late-night scrolls aren't harmless. They're feeding this cycle of self-doubt that whispers, "You're falling behind." But here's the twist. That exhaustion, it's not a sign of failure. It's your intuition knocking at the door, saying, enough with the proving. It's time to choose. Think of chasing like sprinting on a treadmill, tons of effort, but you're going absolutely nowhere. Choosing, that's when you step off and start mapping your own path, even if it's a little winding and unpaved. Take Sarah, for example. She hit that wall hard at 32. She was climbing the corporate ladder in marketing, saying yes to every project, every after-work drink, until one day in a team meeting, she just broke down in tears. Not because of the workload, but because it hit her. I'm performing for applause that's never going to come. That moment, it became her turning point. She started small, saying no to just one invite, journaling what she actually wanted for herself. And bit by bit, the fog started to lift. When was the last time you said yes? When your body was screaming no? You're not alone in this. If you're nodding along right now, feeling that tug between the life you're living and the one that's quietly calling to you, that's your spark. Up ahead, we're going to unpack how to make those choices in the areas that matter most. It's not about overhauling everything overnight. It's about creating space for the woman you're becoming. Each step builds on the last, like peeling back the layers of a foundation you didn't even realize was cracking. And trust me, by the time we get to purpose, you'll feel that shift from lost to luminous. Chapter 1, Foundation, laying the ground for choices that last. Let's start right where so many of us feel the ground starting to shift, your work and money. In your 30s, it's so easy to chase that stable job, the one with the impressive title that wows people at parties, the salary that covers the bills but has you secretly scrolling job boards at midnight. You're not being lazy by questioning it, you're being wise. Research from Gallup shows that 85% of workers feel disengaged in their jobs. And for women, it often boils down to mismatched values, chasing security at the expense of your soul. Picture this: you're in a coffee shop after a long day, staring at your banking app. The numbers look fine on paper, but they don't quiet that inner whisper. Is this really building my life, or just funding someone else's dream? That's your moment to choose, not some dramatic quit scene, but a gentle audit. Ask yourself, what if I set just one boundary this week? Maybe logging off at 6 p.m. sharp, or finally pitching that side project you've had shelved. I knew someone like that, Emily, a project manager in tech, grinding through 60-hour weeks and chasing promotions like they were her oxygen. Then at 35, a health scare forced her to hit pause. In that recovery space, she chose differently. She negotiated for remote days and started a freelance gig in graphic design, her quiet passion. It wasn't overnight riches, but her foundation got solid. Her income steadied, sure, but more than that. She started sleeping without that knot of dread in her stomach. What would you choose if no one was watching? Here's a simple tool from emotional intelligence experts: the value audit. Just list your top 3 non-negotiables, maybe creativity, flexibility, or real impact. Then score your current role against them. If it's coming up low, pick one micro-shift, update that resume, or chat with a mentor. Remember, financial freedom isn't about hitting some magic number. It's about choices that feel free. You're done chasing stability. You're choosing a foundation that holds you up instead of weighing you down. And as we head into connections, hold on to this: your work isn't your worth. It's just a tool for the life you're curating. Chapter 2, Connection, choosing who stays in your circle. Relationships. They can be the sweetest part of the chase or the heaviest weight you'll carry. In your 30s, you might catch yourself holding onto friendships that faded out years ago, or falling into dating patterns that echo those old hurts, saying yes to what's available instead of what's truly aligned. It's people-pleasing dressed up as something else, all rooted in that quiet fear of being alone. But a Harvard study on adult happiness makes it clear. It's quality connections that win every time, not quantity. It's not about cramming your calendar full. It's about curating your circle with intention. Envision it: a rainy afternoon in your living room, your phone buzzing with a group chat invite you know will leave you totally drained. But you say yes anyway because, what if they think I'm distant? That's the chase whispering in your ear. The choice? A soft no wrapped in your truth: I love catching up with you all, but I need some recharge time this week. Boundaries aren't walls, they are doors that you get to decide when to open. Let me get raw for a second with my own story. At 29, right after a breakup that shattered my confidence, I clung to this one friendship with someone who always needed more venting sessions, more favors I didn't have the bandwidth for. One evening, as I was listening to her pour out her woes while ignoring my own burnout, it hit me: this connection is costing me everything. So I chose vulnerability. I care about you so much, but I need some space to heal too. It stung at first, but it cleared the way for deeper bonds, like the new walking buddy who shares books with me, not burdens. Who in your life sees your full self, without the mask? Take a reflection moment: who energizes you and who just drains you dry? Journal about one conversation this month where you practiced a boundary. That's where emotional intelligence really grows. It's about saying no so you can please yourself first. You're not cutting people out. You're choosing space for those who already see your worth without you having to prove a thing. And this naturally flows right into your energy because the right connections, they recharge you. They don't deplete. Chapter 3, Energy, choosing habits that fuel your fire. Your body and your routines, they are the quiet engine powering it all. Chasing hard in your 30s often means skipping the gym for one more deadline or reaching for comfort food to numb the stress, habits born out of survival mode, not the thriving you deserve. The World Health Organization points out that burnout hits 1 in 3 women worldwide, often because we've neglected our own self-care. But energy isn't some endless supply. It's a deliberate choice to refill what you've been pouring out. Close your eyes for just a beat. You're in your kitchen at dawn, that first light filtering through the window. Instead of rushing into the chaos, you choose a slow stretch or blending up a nourishing smoothie. That one small pivot, it starts to compound in ways you wouldn't believe. Science backs it up. A study in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that daily micro-habits, like just 5 minutes of movement, can boost your mood by 20% over time. From my own circle, there's Lisa, a 34-year-old teacher buried under stacks of grading papers and endless parent emails. She chased good enough on a steady diet of coffee and late nights. Then persistent fatigue knocked her down, and she chose to shift. 1 evening walk every day, phone left behind. It wasn't magic, but her energy came roaring back, like reclaiming all those stolen hours. She even started a book club from it, turning a simple habit into a real connection. If energy was your currency right now, what would you spend it on today? Here's your gentle nudge. Pick one energy thief, maybe that endless scrolling, and swap it out for something that chooses you back, like a soothing bedtime ritual. Track it for just a week. Listen for how your body whispers its thanks. Health isn't about punishment, it's permission to show up fully for the life you're building. You're choosing vitality now, over all that velocity. And as we turn toward your mind, keep this in mind. A fueled body always holds a clearer head. Chapter 4. Mind, choosing thoughts that set you free. The mind, that's where the chase gets the loudest. Overthinking every single decision, replaying those what-ifs like a broken record on repeat. In your 30s, self-doubt can feel like an old, unwelcome friend, quietly stealing your peace one thought at a time. Principles from cognitive behavioral therapy remind us that about 70% of our thoughts are just repetitive and unhelpful. The real power lies in noticing them and choosing to redirect. Imagine yourself on a park bench at dusk, leaves rustling softly as you sit there with your journal. Instead of spiraling into that harsh work critique, you choose a different question. What evidence is there for my strength in this? It's reframing, not forcing some fake positivity, but turning that inner critic into a coach. A close acquaintance of mine, Mia, she was 31 when comparison hit her like a truck, watching peers snap up homes while her mind chased that relentless not enough, and keeping her up night after night. She chose a simple practice, an evening gratitude list, just 3 specific things. Over a few months, it quieted the noise and started revealing her own quiet wins, like that promotion she had undervalued or the friendships that truly grounded her. Peace didn't come from silencing the doubt. It came from choosing to focus on what was real and true. What's the story you're telling yourself these days that no longer serves you? Pause and try it now. Spot that draining thought loop. Whisper a gentle counter back. I'm choosing growth over perfection. That's how you build real resilience, turning your mind into an ally, not some adversary. You're not erasing your flaws, you're choosing narratives that actually empower you, and all this mind work. It paves the way straight to time and purpose, where your choices start to align the deepest. Chapter 5. Time and Purpose, Choosing a Life that Echoes Your Soul. Finally, we get to the heart of it all, how you spend your days, and what truly lights up your why. Chasing busyness in your 30s can mask that deeper fear. Am I even meaningful? But purpose isn't something you find in the frenzy. It's something you choose in the stillness. Viktor Frankl's logotherapy teaches us that meaning comes from what we give to the world, not what we chase after, and modern studies echo that, showing purposeful women experience 25% less stress overall. See yourself on a quiet drive home, radio switched off, just breathing in the moment. What if today you chose 1 hour for that forgotten hobby, maybe picking up a paintbrush again or losing yourself in some poetry? Time isn't scarce, it's all about how you allocate it through choice. In a real-life twist, my cousin Alex, she's 37, a single mom who lost her corporate gig to layoffs. The temptation to chase back to normal was huge, but she chose something else. Time for her daughter's art classes and launching a small online course on wellness. Purpose didn't just show up. It bloomed from not reclaiming the old life, but crafting a brand new one. Now her days hum with real meaning, all while keeping those boundaries intact. What was one moment this week that made your soul whisper? Yes. Take a beat to reflect. What's that one purpose thread woven through your week? Pull on it gently, maybe volunteering a little, mentoring someone, or just savoring a solo coffee in peace. You're not out here searching for some grand destiny. You're choosing the moments that quietly say, "This is me." Time becomes your canvas, and purpose your brush. We've journeyed pretty far together. Now let's land this softly. We've walked this path side by side, from that late-night scroll hook all the way to foundations that finally feel like home. Remember Sarah's breakdown, Emily's pivot, Lisa's walks? They're not just stories, they're mirrors, reflecting back that stopping the chase isn't giving up. It's the bravest yes you can give to yourself. Here's that emotional punchline. In your 30s, feeling lost isn't a dead end. It's the map unfolding, inviting you to choose paths lit by your own light. You're not behind schedule. You're right on time for the woman who's ready to glow from the inside out. If this resonated with you, drop a heart in the comments. It's a quiet way to say, I'm choosing this too. And if you're navigating your 30s, learning to slow down and select what truly serves you, hit that subscribe for more gentle guides just like this. You're not alone in it. Let's keep choosing together. Until next time, take a deep breath. You've got this. And tonight, choose one thing to stop chasing, just something small, maybe an old goal that's run its course, or that endless need for approval. Write it down. Right there, that's where your choosing truly begins.